Hey, welcome back to the channel. So finally the new version preview is here, and with it comes something that we've been waiting for a very long time, which is SHADEMOTHER. Oh my god, I'm so excited. And with the SHADEMOTHER coming out, they're also coming out a new ritual miracle, and with that we will have a new equipment. So in this video we will watch the new Esper first. We're gonna analyze it in the next video, and we gonna analyze the equipment in this video. So let's go.
Sleep amidst the Valerian. May it light up a pathway through your dreams. In the depths of the dream, eternal rest. In the depths.
So Hilda, Hypnos, she's based from the Greek mythology Hypnos. So I do expect she be a legendary controller flow Esper to have something to do with the sleep debuff. Like everybody should have been expecting the same. But aside from just putting a sleep debuff, I do expect her to have some more interaction with it. Like, you know, just like how Elaine first came out, like she won't wake her target up if she hits them when they are afflicted with the sleep debuff. So I do expect Hilda to have at least that same interaction, or maybe a little bit better, you know, because she governs the world of dream. So yeah, I do have a huge expectation for her as a controller.
Depths of the dream, eternal rest.
Woohoo! The Red Chili Equestrian Show is about to begin!
So the next new XP Esper is gonna be Adrena Cantico. I totally have no idea what she's gonna be able to do, but her character design is great. She is another addition for those of you who love Swery. So we will see. She is an Inferno Fighter Epic Esper, so at least maybe we can use her to be a DPS or something, but I do expect her to bring more to the table aside from just dealing damage. So continuing on. Okay, there it is. SHADEMOTHER has unlimited HP, so you must survive a set number of turns to achieve victory. The Shielded Shadow will attack your front line first. The lower your defense, the higher the damage. The damage will be shared among targets. You can place Espers with high defense on the front line to reduce damage taken. Standard Dislyte battles, like every single Dislyte battles have this mechanic. And the new one for this SHADEMOTHER is gonna be the next sentence. Deadly Hurricane grants SHADEMOTHER Hardened Shield, which gains Hermitage's effects until it's completely destroyed. This is the effect. After being attacked a few times by Espers of the same elemental class, SHADEMOTHER will no longer take damage from Espers of that elemental class. So you no longer can just rely on your Gaius to deal the most insane damage single-handedly in this content. You finally have the use of all of your DPS Espers and spread them nicely, so you have a balance of DPS damage from each one of your elemental attributes, excluding Shimmer Espers. So yeah, for those of you who have a Shimmer DPS, and look at that, Taver is on top here. So if you have Taver, you have the advantage in here, hopefully. But if you don't have, don't be discouraged, like you can still get the EX most likely and grind that booster and the relic and strengthen your current team. So destroy, where is it? Destroy as many hardened shield stacks as possible and collect more Shadow Flower petals to inflict stun on SHADEMOTHER and get a higher score multiplayer. This is usual. This is how it explains how you get the score in fighting the SHADEMOTHER. While SHADEMOTHER is stunned, it will gain extra Hermitage effects, and Esper actions will be limited. So you do want to make the most out of your attack, because I expecting that after certain times of attack, like the SHADEMOTHER will no longer receive damage. So instead of prolonging the battle, like you know, making your Esper move as much as possible and hit as much as possible as how we do our Dislyte battle all this time, you do want to actually make your hit as hard as possible and with the least amount of hits. So probably you don't need that much speed, but you do want to pack a lot of punch in your attack. So espers that can double the damage of their allies, like someone like Swampin, someone like Kaworu, they can make your damage hurt more with a single attack. So instead of spreading your damage among multiple hits, like you move a lot of times, you do want to squeeze them all into one single attack and just hit her as hard as you can. So Resentful Desolation passive causes Shademother to take more damage from single hit attack, but each hit in a multi-hit attack will do less damage. So this is the thing, the developer knew, like if we are competing in a single target damage category, Mateo will be the strongest in that part, because Mateo will have the spark damage happen for every single multi-hits that his allies do to their target. So from the theory itself, Mateo is the strongest single target DPS as per support that can inflict a ton of damage if you pair him up with a lot of multi-hit Esper. So they already nerfed that combination, like Mateo, Yunchuan, Embla, and Elaine. Those combinations they already nerfed it a little bit, so the other Espers can have a chance to compete in this Shademother. So therefore you can use Espers with strong single hit attacks, pursuit attacks, or assist attacks, and fighter Esper of Shimmer or multiple elemental classes. Dealing as much damage as possible in this section is the key to getting a high score. Collapsing Shadow will ignore all damage mitigation. Okay, so Collapsing Shadow is the hit that the boss will use in the last turn, where it will try to kill all of your Esper and then ends the battle. So yeah, just like the descriptions say, you do want to make your hit as worthwhile as possible. So for those of you who have Swampin who can give a cannon buff to her allies, will be very strong in this content. But aside from that, you can use Sander, Ligua, Ophelia, Brewster, and then who else? Lewis, and then Valeria. All those strong single target DPS Esper that we have seen in the last couple of months is going to be tested in this Shademother. So we will see when the content actually came out. You do have to build a new relic set, a specific relic set, and also prepare a new team to compete in the Shademother and start your grind. Okay, so next we gotta see the next one. Okay, so the new Ritual Miracle boss. Like we have no idea how this boss gonna perform. Like it says here that it can give a gangrene debuff, but we don't know what this debuff is gonna do. So we still have no information about this Ritual Miracle boss, but we will see later. Let's continue with the new Ritual Miracle boss. So let's see. Okay, these are the new equipment, and this is the main content of this video. So we're gonna analyze every single equipment in here, starting from the relief equipment. Let's go. When teammates cast basic abilities, the wearer has a 25% chance of performing an assist attack on targets with their basic ability. Only triggers once per turn when there are multiple wearers. So that means that if you get lucky and all of your Esper trigger this equipment, only one will attack. I do expect the lineup will affect the Esper that do this assist attack, like probably the Esper on the left on the lineup, like the most left, like the front one will attack first using their relief equipment. So Esper who gets a lot of benefit from spamming their first ability will get a lot out of this equipment. So Esper like Tang's one who can do pursuit attack on his first skill. You can hope to get lucky and keep on pursuing if you use this on your Tang's one. And then Esper like Lewis get extra AP when he use his first skill. Also Nuxi the same, gain AP when she use her first skill. Clara Ahmed can keep on healing if they can use their first skill. And then Zora Gaius can do AoE damage using their first skill. Intisar can hopefully like use up her stealth more and try to spam her third skill using her first skill, like calling the third skill using that. And then Mateo, Embla giving a lot of debuffs every time they hit using their first skill, like the Spark and the Corrupted Seed. And also Jiangman, and then Drew and Tang Yun. Drew getting a lot of out of this because Drew can reduce his third skill ability cooldown if he used his first skill. So Drew can use either Astral or he can also use this relief equipment. And then Valeria also, if you do have Valeria at Resonance 6, she can keep on getting turn every time she use her first skill. So those Espers get a lot of benefit using their first skill, and therefore they are the best when using the relief equipment. Although whether you debating whether they will get benefit more out of their Astral equipment, or maybe you do want to use the Thor equipment more for your Gaius, like it's up to you. But I'm just mentioning like all of those Espers that get a lot of benefit out of spamming their first ability. So next one, Harmony equipment. Ally damage plus 10% for 2 turns after casting ability tree. So you need to take note that it is allies damage who get increased. So you can put this relic on your support Esper and your DPS Esper will get the benefit out of it. So usually the one that get benefit a lot from this equipment are Espers who move first before, like take example like your Gaius. They're usually someone with attack up or defense down, or setting up for a big blast like a stun or the disable. Like all those Esper will get a lot out of this Harmony equipment. So for example like Javid, Ashley, Sienna, Embla, Jiangman, Lin Xiao, and probably Daniel when he is at Resonance 6, like you can use his second ability and then after that follow up with the third ability, and that will also get the benefit of this Harmony equipment. So all those Espers also like someone who can disable like Pritzker, Longmian, Tie, but only if you have Dahlia to push their AP, otherwise you will most likely gonna give the Windwalker to those Esper because you do want them to move first before the enemy move to disable them first. So it's kind of like, your decision. And then a special mention is Intisar using this equipment, because Intisar can spam her third ability. So with that, she can keep spamming this ally damage increase every time she uses her third ability. So if you do want to make your Intisar as a support Esper, you can give her this equipment and she will keep on increasing her allies damage every time she uses her third skill. Okay, so next is Calamity equipment. Calamity damage against targets with a debuff plus 20% for each additional debuff on the target damage plus 3% with a maximum additional increase of 15%. So this is it. Like this is a relic that you need a tester or a theory crafter to try this out, because it says here that damage against target with a debuff plus 20%. So does this affect people who, like other Esper who attack this target, or does it only affect the wearer of this equipment? So like let's say like you use this because the Esper that can put a lot of debuffs, like the one that came up to mind, the first one is going to be Ife. So Ife, if you give Calamity equipment to Ife, for example, does her Gaius ally get the benefit out of this increase in damage, because damage against target will debuff plus 30%. Like, is it some kind of debuff against a target, so your Gaius will also get the benefit of damage increase, or is it only affecting Eve? That's the first question. And the next one is that, because it only mentioned damage against targets, so does it also affect damage over time? So if it does, then we finally have a way to increase our poison and bleed damage using this equipment. Because if it affects also a damage over time, that means that every single Esper who can use poison and bleed, for example like Eve, Kara, Hall, Camille, Alolan, and Lin Xiao, they will definitely be able to make the best use out of this equipment. So we will need to test this out, and before that, yeah, we can only assume, but most likely this is gonna be really good for Espers who can deal poison or bleed damage. Going on to the next one, yes, Brawler equipment. Basic ability damage plus 15%, consecutively casting a basic ability further increase its damage by 10%. So another equipment that we need to ask questions on how it works, because consecutively can means many things in a turn-based game. Like, does it mean that you need to do the consecutive attack within the same turn, or does it also affect if it happens on a different turn? Like, for example, like there are three cases here. Like, for Esper that can do pursuit attack, the consecutive attack will happen on the exact same turn. And then the next one is that someone who can assist or counter attack using Avatar, or maybe a built-in counter attack like Everett. Like, those Esper will do their consecutive attack before their next turn, so it's in between their first turn and their second turn, but it's not exactly in the exact same turn, so it's in between the turn before they move again. Like, does it count as a consecutive attack or is it not? And the next one is that, what happens if I spam the first skill? I manually control my Esper and I don't press any of the second or the third skill. I'm just gonna keep pressing the first skill every time that Esper move. Does it get the benefit of this consecutive attack or not? Because if it does, it doesn't mention here that there is a limit to the increase in damage. So I don't know, like, it kind of sound OP if we can do that. Like, I can just use Gaius, change to God mode, and for the whole duration of the battle, I'm just gonna keep spamming his skill, like doing AoE damage, and his damage will gonna keep racking up, like stacking up with this equipment. Like, that's gonna sound OP, but it does require a manual control, and it also takes a long time to racking up the damage. So in any case, like, the Esper that is good with this are Esper that can do pursuit most likely, and also this relic, because this is a Mui relic, it is also good with Astral and maybe the relief equipment, because it helps you to move again and also to do another attack with your first ability. So Esper like Tang Xuan, Tang Yun, Ophelia, who can do pursuit attack, definitely will get the most out of it, because we still don't know whether the consecutive attack can happen in the different turn. But if not, if you don't require the same turn, then Esper like Brewster, Valeria, Everett, Jiangman, Hall, and probably Zora when she reaches Resonance 6 can also benefit from this relic. So next one, shield equipment. This one is kind of like, you know, back to back with the Holdfast equipment, like, because they have the same target audience, which is a tanky support Esper. But I do want to analyze the shield first. The shield equipment, damage taken minus 12%. After taking damage, if the attacker is non-shimmer and not at an elemental advantage, the wearer's damage taken is further reduced by 6% for one turn. While the Holdfast equipment increases the ally's base defense by 12% of the wearer's resist, effect stacks when there are multiple wearers. So looking at these two relics, the Holdfast is definitely superior than the shield one, but the shield one still have some use. Like, most of the time, if you know that your Esper is going to be the main target, by your enemy, like someone like Jin Yao or Oli, like someone that is definitely will be killed first before the enemy will attempt to attack your other Esper. They will definitely get more out of the shield equipment because this is a damage taken reduction. This will reduce the total number at the last. When after every multiplier and calculation take place, the last number will be reduced by this one. So it does increase your survivability as an Esper, but if you don't necessarily be the first to get targeted, then it's recommended to use the holdfast equipment because the effect stacks when there are multiple wearers. So you do want to give as many Esper to wear this equipment as much as possible. So the thing is that there are certain Espers who have questionable Mui relic. So any support tank Esper who doesn't require Avatara, Stone Vein, and Grove, they can get the benefit out of this holdfast equipment. Like if they don't necessarily need Avatara, like unlike someone like Clara, Ahmed, Jinyu, Hengye, that like they get a ton of benefit from using their Avatara. So you still have to debate whether you do want to use holdfast or Avatara on those Espers. But for Espers like Cecilia, Sally, Tricky, Gabriel, Abigail, like they don't necessarily require Grove or Stone Vein or Avatara. So instead of just increasing their survivability, they can instead use this holdfast equipment and increase every single one of their allies' defense by using their resist. So finally, we can make use of the resist stats. Like I've been mentioning this a long time ago. Like if you do want to go to PvP, don't neglect your resist stats. But a lot of people still have still question whether sacrificing their other stats for a resist that have a chance to work or not working. So now with the coming out of this equipment, you have no other excuse for not increasing your resist stats. So as for Everett, Eve, Lian, Yamato, Asena, Kara, Falcon, Alexa, Catherine, Jacob, Anisidora, Nicole, Laura, Meredith, Fabrice, Nick, and Ain, they all have questionable Mui relic. They don't necessarily need Stone Vein, Grove, or Avatara. So instead, they can just all bring this equipment. So to increase the defense of all of their allies, because this can stack. Just give this to as many Esper as you can. This is going to be the relic that you're gonna grind the most. And a special mention for this relic user is gonna be Joser, because Joser have a built-in passive that increase his resist. So this equipment is going to be really good for Joser because he will have 100% resist at all times because of his passive. So he will be the best to support his allies by increasing their all of their defense using his resist passive. So that's all the equipment that we have in this content. Hopefully we will see how it fares. This is kind of still balanced. I don't know if there's a bug or something that can make this thing OP. But looking at the equipment, they kind of spice things up a bit, but doesn't necessarily change everything by a lot. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys get a lot out of this video, and I'll see you in next one. Bye bye.